Hi there and welcome to this Adobe Express drawing tutorial. Celtic knots have been found here in Wales and in other Celtic nations dating back as far as 2,000 years ago. I always find Celtic knots really fascinating because they've got a blend of reflective and rotational symmetry that I can't believe that people just used to make by hand. Now we've got those symmetry tools brand new in Express Drawing, so let's jump in and make some Celtic knots of our own. Click on Draw a Picture to open up the drawing editor in Express. Let's go over to the Art Supplies brushes and I'm going to choose the French Impressionist brush as a favourite of mine. I'm going to choose this nice orange colour from the colour palette and I'm going to drag my brush size all the way up to the max and I'm just going to paint all over my canvas. That's great. Next, I want the middle of this canvas to be lighter in colour, so I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to grab the airbrush brush from the Art Supplies, and this time I'm going to use a white paint, and again I'm going to take the brush size right up to the max and I'm just going to start spraying this white paint in the middle of my canvas so that I get a nice light background for my Celtic knot. Okay, it's time to make some magic with symmetry. Let's switch the symmetry on. So the Celtic knot we're going to create uses 4 lines of reflective symmetry. So we're going to click on this option here and you can see that it's added those guides in for us. And now I'm going to, within the Art Supplies again, scroll down and I'm going to find another brush that I like, which is called Wet Paint. And I'm going to choose this lovely blue colour and I'm going to paint half a horseshoe, starting from the middle, just above the middle point and curling upwards. And you'll see that that gets reflected at all 4 corners of my design. How cool is that? Now then, once we've done that, we want to join this point here to this point here. And they're going to meet somewhere in the middle. So I'm just going to start at that end and start bringing my paintbrush down, bringing my line down, and it's going to meet around here. And there we go. We've just created a really cool Celtic knot. Now, you may find that the brush that you've used has left some kind of funny looking gaps. So I'm just going to paint those back in. And if you make a mistake, you can just use the undo button to undo and then try again. There we go. So I've tidied that up. It's time to switch our symmetry from reflective symmetry to rotational symmetry, because with a Celtic knot, we want to show the bits that are going above and below the other strands of the knot. So we're going to switch to rotational, and this time we only need 2 lines of symmetry. I'm going to change my paint back to white, and this time I'm going to use the photocopy line brush. So I'm going to leave that paintbrush size as it is with the white paint. Pick a line on your knot and follow the strand along. And when it reaches a point when it crosses another strand of the knot, you need to decide, does it go over or under? And you want to alternate them. So this time I want this to be going over the line that's coming across it. So I'm going to use my photocopy line in white to show that this is the upper strand. Now we're crossing again here. This is another intersection. So this time we've gone over. So it's time for this to go under. So let's cut it across in a different way. And we follow the line around. And this time it's going to go over. And you can see that with rotational symmetry on, that this is actually happening at all quarters of my design. Follow your line around, and at some point you will realize that's gone under, this is going to go over, and at some point you'll realize that you are done, and I am done. Right, let's get some more texture on this page. Let's switch the symmetry off, so click on symmetry here, and then click on the toggle to switch it off. And let's grab the spatter paintbrush from the Art Supplies, and I'm going to choose that lovely blue colour that I used to make my knot, and I'm just going to click randomly around my page, just giving it this cool texture. Now let's grab the orange that we used to paint that background, and you can see I'm just randomly clicking around. And now let's grab the white, because we've got that white spray paint in the background as well, like this. And then you could also go to the chalk brush, which is right at the top. Let's take that all the way up to the top as well. And you could do the same. This will give you some really interesting kind of spatters as well. Don't do too much, just giving a hint of that texture. Finally, I'm going to add some red paint with the watercolor fill brush, which is also in the Art Supplies. And I'm going to use this at the biggest size possible to just bring in some darker red into the corners of my canvas. And you can see that that's also kind of taming down the spatter and the chalk spray that I've got going there. And there we have it. Let's name our project Celtic Knot. Click at the top and type in the name. You can then download this as a PNG, or even go back to the homepage in Express, open up another project, like a graphic project, and you can bring that in from your stuff. Here it is. Drag it across. And now you've got that in there as an asset, and you could add text, images, descriptions, a voiceover, whatever you want. And there we go. I hope you had some fun following along with this tutorial. I'll see you on another one. Bye for now.